You are now listening to the Cheatcoders podcast with Nats and Rat.
Yo, what's up? It's another episode of the Cheatcoders. This is episode number 44. My name is Raf, and my co-host here is Nathan Blazin. Say what up.
What up, Mr. Auctioneer? How much is the house going for today?
It's going for 20, it's going for 30.
Yo.
And
Sold
but
to the man in the hat.
As you can tell, Don's not with us. Oh, it sounds like he's dead. Today,
Don's no longer with us. We axed him. He's gone. He didn't pass probation. Joke's done.
Yeah,
He's still
pretty much.
part of the show.
Nah.
You're just not on the intro
he's
yet.
just in Thailand banging some cock. And
Nice one.
it's just me and Nats, kind of like old times. How you been, man?
Very good, bro. Very good. It's a different setup. I can't see you today, but maybe that's better. Like, I can just concentrate on your voice. Yeah, can you see me?
Definitely. Yeah, I can see you. I can see everything.
Well, don't look at me. Just. You know what? Can I give you an observation? Like, look, we don't have a topic, so I'm just gonna like free roam into something random. Is that cool? Do you have a topic, or can I just start talking?
No. Just go in. Let's see if we could make something out of it.
Yeah. I've become a big fan of us. I want to dedicate this episode to how much of a big fan I am of our podcast, since no one else gives us reviews. But I'm telling you now, like, I actually really enjoy listening to our podcast without the video. The video's cool, like, you know, it's cool, but we're not doing much. It's just our faces, you know. It's good to see like what the surroundings are, you know, just to get an idea of who we are visually. But most of the time, the stuff that we say, the impact is more on the delivery and, you know, the words. It really, like, what I'm trying to get at is I'm starting to see the real appeal of podcasts and why they're just such a great tool in this day and age. See? How, like, I'm
telling you, man, for 44 episodes, bro.
What episode is this?
Number 44.
44. So we started this... November, before I left, as a little muck around, and I didn't really know I didn't know what you were getting at then. And now everywhere I go, everyone is talking about this podcast, that, and it really is more of an audio experience. Like, yeah, visual is great, but I don't know, man. Like, it's just such a good tool, and it's so good to listen to as well. Like, I listen to other podcasts now and then as well. Like, I think
shout out to podcasts you listen to. What podcast does Nathan Blazin listen to besides himself?
Okay, look, I listen to a lot of Gary Vee, so I don't know if that counts as a podcast. It's just inspirational. But I listen to a lot of his audio stuff that he puts up. And then there's that other one that I forgot his name, but he interviews people. It's on Spotify, and I just throw it on. But it's a good, like you know how you said, like, it's a good thing to just throw on when you're, like, while I'm working, especially, like, after a while listening to music, it kind of gets a bit, you know, you're repeating the same songs again and again. It's sometimes good to just throw on a podcast. Like, sometimes you feel the energy that's given to you by the people in the room, and it all depends on the podcast, you know. And that's why I think our dynamic works very well. Also, with the addition of Don, like, anyone can sort of come into the convo, and, like, it's almost you, like, joining in, but you just don't have a voice because it's already pre-recorded. It's pretty cool.
Definitely. It's like the podcast world is like a bunch of rooms, and then you enter each room and it's a different conversation. Like, you can't really interact with them, but you do feel like you're a part of that conversation no matter what, because you're just sitting there and listening. Absolutely. You're like a fly on a wall in everyone's world. Yeah. And you just take in all the content that's just out there.
Yeah, like yesterday, look, it wasn't a podcast, but I can understand, like, why that would appeal to some people. And I went to a festival yesterday, Lovebox Festival. And on the way home, I was on the train, and I was with two friends, and we were kind of, like, you know, energized, because, like, it was just, you know, coming down, it was a big event. And I don't know what we were talking about, but it was just talking shit. Like, there was no depth in the convo. But I noticed these two dudes that were, like, you know, the train's quite packed. They're obviously listening in, and they're, like, kind of smiling, like, at stuff we're saying. Do you ever get that vibe? Like, if you have if you're with a group of mates and you're talking shit, you're almost like giving free entertainment to people around in a public area. when you're just clowning
definitely.
around.
Like I remember when I was
It feels
taking the
good.
train to work, and you just hear everyone's conversation and stuff, and then you
It's
just eavesdrop. A
entertaining.
lot of people just eavesdrop. That's
Yeah.
kind of like how the
Either
world
or,
works.
yeah.
Like a conversation's happening, you can't help but eavesdrop.
Exactly. You
entertained.
can't block it out. And it's either
You're
it's
always
like
looking-
entertaining
you're always
or
looking
not.
for
If it's
entertainment.
annoying, you... Exactly, yeah. And most of the time, like, yeah, if it's entertaining, people will listen in and, you know, maybe even join in, like, make a comment. And that's how good conversation or banter happens between randoms, you know, if the chemistry is right. And it could go the other way if, like, man, this guy's just annoying. And that's where you block it out, or conflict happens or whatnot. But,
Yeah, it's like everyone's interested in, like, we always talk about it, but like everyone's interested in how people interact with each other, because
Yeah.
everyone's got a different dynamic with someone else, and then
that's how the
observing it as a
world...
third person.
That's how the world...
like
is-
people. Yeah,
It's how the world goes round, right? Like, what's anything
Definitely,
without
and,
any
like
com-
if people are
communication?
talking, you just
Communication
hear,
is the biggest
yeah.
thing, you know? Like, it makes the world go round, kind of thing. Anyway, that was
Yeah,
my
it's interesting,
random
like,
observation.
How
for
people
Adam.
interact with it. Yeah.
I just thought I'd say that because I was like, I wasn't looking
But
at
yeah,
you.
how's
I'm
the
like,
festival?
I was concentrating. It was good, man. I reckon you would have liked it, man. A lot more than me because, you know, I'm more into the type shit. But it was good. There was a lot of cannabis because obviously it was that kind of vibe. I didn't smoke weed. But it was all around, so it's pretty much like
Is it
passive.
legal there?
No, I don't think it's legal, dude. Like, but I don't know actually. All I remember was like, man, this is very like hipstery. A lot of your favorites were there. Anderson .Paak went off. Do you like SZA? She was there. I don't know any of her
Yeah.
songs though, but she was cool.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know what it is. Wu-Tang, You and Me, hip hop. That was the shit. Wu-Tang. But you know what? They're all a
Definitely,
bunch of. They look like a bunch of titos, man.
Yeah, they've
Like
reached,
old,
they've reached
they're
that
just
age
old.
because
Yeah, like the way they dress, the way they talk. I'm like, yeah, you guys are old as shit. They're like titos at the barbecue style, and they're like, "Oh, the kids, let's rap for the kids, huh?" You know.
nah, you can't beat time, man. Time's always gonna catch up because you can't always adapt to what's happening now.
You can't
because
do it.
time just goes fast, man. And
Yeah.
then next minute you're just this old guy thinking
On the
he's
stage,
cool.
being he's cool.
and-
Yeah, that's what I was
on his
getting.
stage.
Like they're still cool. They're legendary status, but you know they're of age now. Especially when they do their old songs. It's like it's a bit of a mismatch, but it's still like it was an epic performance, man. It was great to see all of them at once. It's good shit.
Yeah, definitely. Because you know that shit. Like, did everyone else get into it?
That was surprising. Yeah, a lot of even younger kids, like younger kids. I sound like an
Mm.
old dude, man. But I think like Wu-Tang, they're just iconic. I think you know what happened with Wu-Tang. Like a lot of my like maybe my younger brother, my younger cousin, they didn't know who Wu-Tang is at one stage. But you know how like hipster things as liking like they've gone 360 now. Knowing Wu-Tang is the cool thing because they're so old. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
how
Like they're
we
actually
always-
cool.
yeah,
like
it's
'cause
retro.
all this like
Everything
nah,
just
like
comes back.
it just comes back full circle. Like you'll have certain hipster, younger generation hipsters be like, nah, I don't listen to that Gucci Gang and all that shit. I listen to Wu-Tang. It's like okay, but like they probably only got into Wu-Tang recently, like backtrack kind of thing.
Yeah. I
That
think
kind of thing.
because like I remember when we weren't old enough to actually
No.
experience the golden age.
Nah,
We were
nah.
like I don't know, you were probably like 5 or 6. Like we're not, our brains are not developed enough to actually appreciate how the golden age
the
was back
lyricism
then.
and the movement.
And then
and
when
what
we
it was.
reached like in 2003, I'm saying, and then we just look back and like, that's when our brains are like, oh, we need something a bit more mature and a bit more, like has a message in the music. Then that's when we look back into that music.
Yeah,
That's that era. And yeah, so
it's a gold
it's
mine
kind
of
of like
stuff,
how
man.
people are
Even
looking
the
back at
beats.
it now. Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
It's so cool. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Hey, for the podcast, why don't we just do those questions that you wanted to do?
Yeah, we could do that.
Like those like podcast questions. Let's just do that.
Do you want to?
and
Where's
see
all
where
right.
we go.
Yeah. That's a good idea because I feel like this is like a topic we've already done, and I'm just going around in circles here.
We're just.
Do you remember the link?
Let's-
Do you remember the link for that
No.
question?
No, let's look for it. It's just podcast questions, right? If I just search
Okay,
it.
let's do that. I'm gonna Google something now. This is how makeshift this episode is. We're just going to do this right now. Okay, I'll start again. After 15 years of listening, we know what makes a good conversation. Start by asking great questions. Do you want to do the honors?
Nice. All right. So what, do we just choose questions?
Okay, so there's about 20... There's heaps of questions here. I guess we'll just do a random scroll.
Let's do a backstory. So right now we have nothing to talk about, so we looked up Google, and now we got these questions for podcasts. So hopefully we can get some gold out of this.
Yep.
And make a great podcast.
We don't have any structure. Once again, this is like going back to our golden era of podcasts.
Our golden era.
Can we make
episode
this?
1
Can we make
to
this
5.
the episode golden era? Since we talked about hip hop already. Okay.
All right, let's go. All right, you choose one and I choose one. Let's go.
So
with
not
that.
make
and
it.
then we both
hey.
answer, or
Nah. Once the question goes, that's the question for that person.
All right, sweet.
And to make it completely non-biased, I'm just gonna scroll and point my finger at the first thing I do, so I don't even get to choose. Does that make sense?
All right, let's do that.
So
I'm going to choose.
You're gonna choose. That's not fair.
Choose.
All right, I'm gonna choose.
All right,
too.
then I'll just choose random then.
Okay.
All right, we'll both choose. I think it'll be interesting that way.
Oh, but then you got to think.
No, just go through it. I'm just not gonna think about it and just choose whatever. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go first.
You wanna start?
Ready? I'll start.
All right, yeah.
I'm gonna go dark.
As in, like, you want to answer, or?
No, I'll give you a question. I'm gonna go dark and deep right in.
All right.
Do you think
All
about?
right, cool. Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in. Do you think about dying? Are you scared?
Bro, I'm scared of
I would
dying,
never
bro.
ask that. I would never ask that question, but it came up.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Talk about it. I always do think about this. This is like one of these things that I think everyone thinks about in life, because, you know, it's one of those things where you can't escape, and the fact that you're actually seeing things now, like sometimes I have these random moments thinking to myself, like, wow, it's too late to back out now. You're going to die because you see everything. You already experienced life. You're going to die no matter what. One day, this is all going to turn into black, darkness. All the memories are going to be erased.
Dark.
Like, it is pretty dark. Like,
is that your,
literally going to be dark.
Is that your belief system, though? Is that what you think? Is like, we're just going to go into a sleep? Well,
I'm always planning. I always plan for the worst. Like, that's kind of like a personality trait. Plan for the worst, and then expectations are low, and then whatever happens, it is what it is.
Okay.
So, but I don't want to. I don't want to. No one knows what happens when you die.
Fair.
But yeah, I do think about. So I do have some random moments, like probably like at least twice a week, where I just sit there and be like,
wow.
Yeah, it's probably just the way. It's nothing. It's nothing I go into deep diving and be like, oh, this fucked up, and get all depressed. But there'll be like moments that last 10 seconds, and I'll be like, fuck, this is gonna end.
Yeah,
it's gonna go.
Of course, yeah. I think everyone thinks.
And it's too late to go. It's too late to back out, because I'm already alive, and when you're alive, you're gonna die. So it's gonna happen, man. Like, and always think about this. This is one of the topics I want to actually talk about. Before you mentioned it, like, have you ever thought about things as if it's gonna be the last time, like, as in, like, this is gonna be, like, sometimes when, like, I'm trying to get my head around it, but when you hear a song, you'd be like, this could be the last time I'll hear this song ever, or this is gonna be the last time I do this, I do that, because death is inevitable and unpredictable, and sometimes you just can't take in everything, because there's just so much things to go, like, out there. So you can't take everything in. Like, you're gonna miss out on a lot of shit.
Yeah, you can only just consume what's ahead, that just comes your way, kind of thing.
Yeah, like, I'll probably never experience Antarctica, or I'll never experience skydiving or something like that. Like, all these things that or these things that happen in your life. There's a lot of things that can happen, but there's gonna be probably like 10 times more that you'll never experience.
Of course.
And that could get into the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna live life to the fullest, yada yada yada, and experience as much as I can. But at the same time, you gotta be accepting to the fact that you're not gonna experience everything, because
definitely.
there's only a limited time, and there's endless experience. It keeps expanding as things like technology and jobs and places just evolve. And then like I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I do think about death. it's the scariest thing, man.
It is, and I get that.
Like you don't know when it's gonna happen, man. Like you can't, and at the same, it's a catch-22. You can't box yourself into your house to protect yourself.
No,
because you want to experience life that way.
You're not experiencing life. Can I add my take? Look, I'm not gonna answer because that's not my question. I just want to sort of build on what you've said as well. I think it's great. No, it's not great, but like, you're absolutely right in the sense of like when people think about this could be their last for this, and I think like for me, maybe more personally, when I think of things like some things, you just feel like this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna be. This is a pure example. Like you go on a holiday to somewhere, and just as simple as like this particular Airbnb, for example. Like, for example, when we went to New York and I stayed at that particular Airbnb for 2 weeks, and it was a significant amount of time. That felt like my house for 2 weeks. But there's something that you're never gonna go here again. It's like, why would you anyway? Like, this is it. This is the last time you're gonna see this exact area. Yeah. Very small things. It's not dark or anything. It's just like having that thought that this is the last time. You sort of cherish these moments being in certain places, and as you grow older, you're more attentive to these sort of things. It can be the smallest thing. You're like, well, that was a great trip, or even meeting people. When you detach yourself, and once again, that point you raised about like worst case scenario, but just so like your expectation isn't high. Sometimes, a lot for me now, especially in this state, like where I am now, meeting people is like, you sort of have to have a bit of a detachment with things. Like you just appreciate for the moments for where they are at the time, because you might never see them again. Like I'll meet someone and be like, man, you were really cool. It was great to meet you. I don't know if I'll ever see you again. And it's a great example. Like with the last job I had I've had 3 jobs that have cycled, and when I left my first contract, I didn't have any attachment because I'm like, I'm never going to see these people again. And while it's a bit sad, what happened was I ended up working there again like 2 months later. It's like, oh, hey, I'm back kind of thing. You sort of become a bit more, it's like, I think it just comes with age. Like it's too hard to just be boxed in with the way things are, because it's always going to change. And some things you can go back to so many things in your life, like that's never going to happen again, or that's never going to be seen. Or even like, I get sad over like selling a car. It's like, man, that car was a part of me at one point and now it's gone. Like, it had its moment, but it's over kind of thing. And
yeah, man,
it's a process. It's a human growth process to just learn to just accept that things aren't going to be forever, as dark as that is. Because once again, the most defining point, we're going to die in the end. So
yeah.
Far.
Yeah, like I always think about like when you see someone, and especially when you work in like a place where you see a lot of people and they come and go. Like when I was working in retail,
nursing home, or
I would be like to myself,
thinking, just in general.
Well, I'd be thinking like, oh, I'll never see this person again. This is probably the last time I'll see this person, whether I'll die or this person will die. And like we're gonna have this conversation.
Yeah.
And, when you think about it that way, it just overwhelms. Like, nothing really matters. As in, like, really, everything is so minuscule compared to what's to come.
So right.
Like people,
that's
when. Yeah, keep going.
Go. No. Sorry, mine's gonna veer off somewhere else.
It's just it was like everyone has these problems where they worry too much about this and that, but then at the end of the day, there's this thing called death just waiting for you, and you just can't really. It
really is. It just
really
makes everything looks. And it's not so many things that you think are such a big deal or so important at the time, and you just like realize, yeah, man, it's gonna be gone one day. It was a good thing you raised as well about the how you said you talk about, because you worked in retail, so face to face, you were interacting with people all the time. Like some people you'll click with, some people are just literally like, hey, yeah, like you just have to because you're serving them or whatnot. Is that right?
Yeah.
You know what amazes me?
And then some people you have different connections and stuff.
Different connections, yeah. You know what really amazes me? Yeah. Like this like I think this just came up because I was reading it on one of those inspirational quotes or memes, on like something I follow on Instagram. How it talks about friendship in a sense, like it really like intrigues me how friendships start. Like out of all the people in the world, you just find a certain connection with someone and decide like, hey, I'm gonna be friends with this person, and I pick this person to be my friend who I'm gonna be in communication with. And it's amazing when you look at it in that sense, that how many interactions you have in a day when you actually connect with a certain person. Like just look back, like everyone can do this if you're thinking, if you look at the list of your friendships, how it all began kind of thing. It's crazy to think like what made you stay connected with certain people. I don't want to go too deep in the topic because we've done this before, but it's sort of just looking in the whole grand scale of the whole you about to die type thing, like, and what we come across, the things we experience in life as we keep going. You know what I mean? Because I've met so many people in such a small amount of time as compared to back home. Because when you're back home, it was different, you know? We have our own friends. And like you said, you sort of pick and choose. But now, because it's such a concentrated amount of just meeting, it's very like, yo. And then like, I'm like, fuck, I'm never going to see that person again kind of thing. Like maybe we had a trip here, or maybe we had like a cool clubbing night. But it makes you appreciate who you do have, like really close. And even more so the people that do sort of stay, or the new people that you do meet. And then you're like, I see a long-term thing. It's the same thing, not to be like cheesy and shit, but obviously when we became friends, I was like, oh yeah, this dude's cool. I see this more of a long-term thing. And obviously that happened because we're still friends to this day and age. And like, I'm sort of seeing that now with new people coming into my life as well. It just intrigues me how that whole thing happens in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like you don't know who you're gonna make
and it's exciting.
Good friends with.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean like that's for anyone. It's just what you choose to or not. Like some people just decide to be stuck in certain ways, and I encourage those to get out there. Make some new friends. Appreciate the friends you have.
Oh, you just gotta appreciate all the encounters you make, because
you never know. We're gonna. It always comes back because you're gonna die.
It's just it is, man. Like it's crazy. Like you just gotta appreciate the person when they are there. People always tend to forget that. Like I'm a victim of it all the time. Like I don't really appreciate the moment, and like
back to the question. Sorry, go. One day.
Yeah, one day you're gonna, we're all not gonna die at the same time. So people are gonna experience a friend dying, or a family member dying, or
scares me. Someone close to
like,
you, or
especially someone close to you, like even a relationship, like your girlfriend, or something, like someone's gonna die before you, and you're gonna die before someone else. So someone's gonna either grieve for you,
it's one or the other,
or someone's gonna, you're gonna grieve for someone else, and that process is
that realization is
the realization, and man. It's especially like I think maybe people may be thinking that they keep a close circle of a few because they're just scared to lose people over and over again. Because like if everyone if you live a long life and you die of you're gonna die of old age. Say when you're 90, that means that's a lot of close mates you're gonna experience with death.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
It's crazy. Like some people will be like, no, I want to be the first to die. I'll die at 50, so I don't have to experience all my mates dying around me, because like everyone dies, and so sorry if I had to take that.
No, it's so true as well, and it's vice versa. You don't want to die early as well, because that's one thing. It's a scary thought. It's the unknown. It's the big weight. Usually what they say is like this for me, just in general, in terms of like just being anxious all the time. Usually the hardest things is always just the build up towards something, like the waiting. And then when it happens, then you have that relief. But this whole death thing, you don't know about the relief, like, because you don't have anyone to ask, like, how was it after? Like, you could ask someone like, oh, how was that speech? How did you feel after it? Or how was entering this competition. But it's like, you can't be like, how was death, bro? I don't know, I'm dead.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing to think about.
Ultimate
like
build up to the end.
Yeah.
What happens next? It's kind of scary.
like the process like of dying, the transition of being alive, and then the second that you die. It's no one knows it. No one knows how it. People seen it in the third person, but no one has experienced it in the perspective of the person dying.
Not doing it. It's just gonna happen.
It's one of those things that people always say, like movies always say, life flashes before your eyes, or like things just enter your head, and then you just die all of a sudden. Like in an instant, you're gonna have all these memories, and they're just gonna be erased. It's gonna be as quick as just deleting files on a USB stick, and then gone, blank, and then you don't feel anything. All the six senses are gone, and it's kind of like Thanos clicking his finger, and you just deteriorate.
Thanos. If only it was that easy.
Actually, Avengers was a good example of what we're talking about. How, like the latest Avengers, how people had experienced death, and then people just experience watching someone die in front of them in a literal sense, like literally just disintegrating in front of them. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. Actually, we might actually.
It's quite morbid. I
can
think we need
talk
to build
an hour about it.
Yeah, I think like my bad. Sorry, that was the first question I saw. So let's maybe try and put a cap on these answers, because I reckon some of these questions could literally be whole episodes.
Yeah, which is good. Like we might actually do a couple of episodes where we
just ask one of these questions.
If we run out of if we have nothing to talk about, we'll just ask one question. It's
like, all right, bring out the website. Let's do it. Let's get a question.
Yeah, definitely. It's but yeah, I want to talk more about death, because it's one of these things that just always lingers on your mind. I'm pretty sure it lingers on your head.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Not too much.
Yeah. Sorry, you're asking me about death?
No, keep going. Yeah.
No, that was it. Oh, like, yeah, think about death quite a bit.
You want to be more detailed?
Oh, okay, you're asking me, okay.
yeah. I'm asking you back, because I'm actually interested in what you think about like death and stuff.
Okay, let me all right, if we're gonna go that deep, I might as well really focus on this, because it's actually quite a topic. I didn't know we were gonna go that in. I think that's all the questions for today.
I thought you were gonna ask is like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah, my bad. Like I did the scroll and I picked. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is what we're talking about. All right. So, what do I think of death?
Do you believe a life after death?
In terms of my faith, I do.
No, in terms of in terms of, it doesn't have to deal with your faith or anything, because like it's either you think that you're just gonna die and nothing happens. And
that's the thing. It's psychological. Erased. Like that's where I guess that's what a lot of anxiety roots from as well, because I'm already sort of, or not anymore, but pretty emotionally unstable at one point, and that thought is always something that's gonna, panic attacks. Like I'll have panic attacks in the middle of the night, like oh, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But what am I trying to get at here? Death. It's just unknown, man. And I think I think about it quite a lot. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I know everyone thinks about it, kind of thing. But a lot of time it's more of a I wouldn't say denial, but I think what's changed a lot for me is the acceptance of it. And a lot of the topics we've talked about in this podcast, how we always talk about a lot about self-help and mental health. Like, a lot of topics these days, it like as much as we talk shit, there's a lot of validity with what we're saying in terms of how we cope and our perspectives in life. If you're with me with there. Whereas before, a lot of it was, I feel like with the instability, like emotionally, that's what triggered a lot of, like, I don't know, it just wasn't a good time. And I think a lot of people live sort of in denial with that kind of thing. It's sort of like, because it's the end, right? Death is the end, and we all assume we're gonna die later, right? No one thinks that they're gonna die soon. I'd like to hope not, but you can't ever eliminate that thought. Like when you start thinking about death constant, and then you're doing things like, I need to do this, I need to think, because you've got this time ticking. It's not a healthy way to live. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't know where I'm getting with this as well. This is actually pretty different.
Yeah, topic. I think I know where you're getting at. Like,
you know what I'm getting at? Like,
I do believe in,
you're
like,
always
you
worried.
can,
yeah,
you can think things to existence, as in, like, if you think about like money, I mean, like, or like, I want to be successful and I want to achieve these goals. If you think about that a lot, then your mindset turns into a more motivated person, and then you'll reach those goals.
Yeah.
But if you think about,
if you're just thinking about
I don't know if it's valid, but if you think about death a lot constantly, you're gonna die younger than you would think.
Possibly,
like, because
quite
you
possibly.
constantly think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you just think of it.
And then it'll be like told you so, like, you know, your mind, when because you always think, you're so fixated on that thought, and then when it actually happens, like, I knew it, but really you kind of did it to yourself. And I think it's almost like what's that sickness when you think you're always sick? Hypochondriac.
Yeah.
So I don't, like, it's not an illness, it's just, I think it's something like I was very heavy on, like, there was always this paranoia, like, okay, I'm just gonna open up about this, but my uncle passed away very young, and during the time I wasn't very mentally stable, and for some reason that really affected me more than I thought it would, kind of thing. And I wasn't the closest. I grew up with my uncle. He was very young, and he was kind of like an older brother, but I wouldn't say we were close. And if anything, like, when we were young, like, obviously when I was young, like, now it doesn't bother me, but when we were young, he used to tease me a lot. He was kind of like a bully to me. And I laugh at it now, but I really didn't like him when I was young. I'm like, oh man, my uncle, I don't want to stay. He's going to make fun of me or whatever. That all changed when we were a lot older anyway. But I think when he passed away, the realization, like, dude was 39. You know what I mean? And he didn't want to, like, it was just very sad to see that turn of event, like, this is really happening, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think, like, all of us, when we sort of have, like, that, like, it came a bit late in my life. Other people can experience it a bit younger. It could be in a form, like, I know some friends that have lost close friends, or even a partner, or even a parent at a very young age, you know, right? And, like, people like that, usually because they've been affected by something a bit earlier, they're a bit more emotionally stronger with that kind of thing. But that was the first time that's happened to me, that someone I know, because when I actually think about it, I don't know many people that have passed away around me, aside from obviously my grandparents, but I was a bit younger. That just defies my whole point, because then I was young at that time too, and that did affect me too. But something about my uncle passing away hit me a lot harder, and I think it's more of a, like, I wouldn't say relatable, but because he was so young.
Yeah.
Do you get me with that? Like, it was normal because and I'm older as well. It's like, shit. Like, I was like crying like uncontrollably, and I'm like, is this? Why am I like so like I'm sad for it? But I think I was like I said, I was very emotionally unstable already at that time. But I don't know, like, something triggered, I guess. And I think
it's like death as a concept.
Yeah.
Death as a concept it's more known to you as you get older. When you're younger, death as a concept isn't as effective because you don't really think of yourself dying. When you're older,
that's exactly it. Yeah.
You can imagine yourself dying, and then you're like, shit, this guy was 39.
Yeah.
I'm like, this age, and it's close. And like you experience life, then you start thinking about memories and stuff. When you're younger, you don't have that much memories to actually think about, and like you do, and you're too focused on living to actually think about the end.
That's actually very true. You've got a very good, valid point there. I think what I'm sort of also, like, what I noticed when that happened, I can't remember when that happened. I was in my late 20s, so it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
What am I now, 31? So maybe like 5 years. I can't remember when it was, a while ago. But I think that's, like, I was already sort of not in a great place mentally. But when I'm talking about the hypochondriac thing, because that happened, I just constantly kept thinking I was gonna die. So you know how you was talking about, like, do you think about death a lot? I just kept thinking, like, yeah, I'm gonna die. Like, it could be next year, it could be tomorrow. So any little bit of sickness, any sort of, I don't know, I just have flashes of, like, the possibilities. It was like a Final Destination type thing. Like, I'd wake up and just think, like, oh, this could be it, kind of thing. And I realized it was very unhealthy way to live in general. And that's what I meant about the living in denial thing. So you sort of, you ignore it. The more you ignore it and try and, like, think, nah, and then, like, fill your life up with things, like just doing things or whatever, it comes back worse, because when you actually end up thinking about it more, because the more you're trying to ignore something, the more you're actually, it seeps in, oh, here it comes, and it comes back like a semi-trailer
Definitely
hitting you more, because then it's like, you know, you're trying to ignore it, but then it's like, it's bad. It's not a good place to be. And I think it helped sort of, I don't know, it was a long process to sort of just, I think we're going to save that for an episode with Don, with the whole mental health game thing as well. But definitely. I think it's a long process to get out of that mind state, and I'm very sure a lot of people think the same. Some people are just overall a lot better mentally, like have it all there. Like, I wouldn't say everyone's trying to just deny this kind of thing. They're just more at peace with where they are, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm guarantee you, a lot of people, like you said, like even you, I'm not surprised when you say, like, yeah, it scares me and I think about death a lot. And it can get to a point where it becomes really unhealthy, where you just actually think you're gonna die. You know what I mean?
It's healthy to think about it, but it's not healthy to be all about it. As in, like,
be all about it.
You just spend your whole life thinking about,
like, counting down. It's happening. Here
it
is. It's messed up.
Yeah, it's just I think you just have to be in the moment, distract yourself from it. Not even, just not like,
I'm distracted.
You can think
just
about it.
It's just coming, but just be. It comes back to being, you know? accept, and then content with. Not content. Oh, it's such a hard topic, man. There's so many different. Like, I'll say something, I'm like, oh, but that just completely contradicts what I just said, and I'm like, it's hard, dude. Like I said, because it's the unknown once again. But I think, like, look, just once again, just taking it all back. What's helped me a lot is sort of just, I wouldn't say trying to ignore it. It's like accepting the fact that it's the inevitable. It's gonna happen, and I don't want to sound like nothing matters, because things do matter. But just appreciate things as they come and what you have. That's the most, like, stock standard answer you can give, but it's really the only way you can go with it, man. You know, because we don't know. Like, we just don't know.
It's just one of those things. It's just like, it's hard to dwell into it, because no one really knows what it is and how it's going to be, and no one knows when their time's going to be.
Yes.
And you just got to accept that it'll happen. But, you know, life's good. all good things come to an end.
That's exactly it. All good things come to an end.
I'd like to hope that I'd like to hope when I die, it's just, you know, I have more memories than regrets, or more so, you know, I have time to reflect and be content with what's going to happen. I hope I have more of a stage where I accept it, like it's going to happen, and I could die happy. You know, I just hope I just don't die full of fear and
Absolutely.
You know, regrets and stuff, because that's I think that's what I'm trying to do. Like, it's not in the forefront of my mind, but it's probably in the back of my head, thinking, like, you do things that you'll be proud of on your deathbed, and you can be happy to die, you know. Do things that you could, you know, because we did mention it in a past episode, like,
the
there's
legacy
two
thing?
the 2 times you're gonna die. You're gonna die,
and then no one
when
knows
you die,
and
then and then the second time you die is when the last person says your name.
Or knows about
I hope
or what you've done.
knows about you, of what you've done. So I hope like I do have a long gap between my first death and my second one, because I just, I hope, I'll be remembered for something.
For something good, yeah.
Like, there'll be people who will never die, like Beethoven or or Michael Jackson, or there's people whose names will be etched into history books, so they'll never die, because all different generations will always know what they've done.
Yeah.
But the least I want to do is, I want to have my name spoken about for at least 50 years
for the right reasons.
After my death, for the right reasons.
Yeah.
For like, I hope that the second time I die is probably at least 50 years after my first death. So like my generations after me know what I've done. So there's something to know me. And like with the invention of internet, it's kind of easier to get that feat. Like if you die, Nats, you'll still live on, because you have music on the internet. And people
make
can
sure
come across it,
putting out good content then, eh?
Yeah. And even so with this podcast, people could look back.
That's true.
At it, and you can get new people to just stumble across this podcast, and they pretty much don't know anything about you until that point that they see your podcast, and then
do a search. Yeah.
You could be dead by then, but you still live on in the mind of someone else. Yeah. Because they are into what you're talking about, and they are invested in your character and who you are, that they invest in this podcast, which is kind of like an idea that I just thought of then, that this podcast is kind of like a time capsule.
Oh, it really is, yeah.
For not only us, but for random people that we will never meet or see or know about, because the internet has become this huge smorgasbord of people just walking by, and they're just viewing this content. And like I've stumbled across. Yeah, go ahead.
Now this is gonna take this to a complete different direction.
All right. I like life as well. Keep going.
Like just looking at like history and times. Do you think the internet could ever just get broken? Like just diminish, just gone?
As in like,
because can you imagine what that could do? Like if all our history, like to the end of time, right? Like maybe like, I don't know. I'm not good at history, but how we know of history from thousands of years ago, it was scriptures, even the Bible, verses, scriptures, artifacts, and that carried on and on, kind of thing. And obviously a lot of stuff was lost, stuff that will never be recovered, and secrets of the past that will never come to light. But obviously now, this day and age, we're living in a technological day and age kind of thing, where everything's documented, it's all there. But when you think about it, what is the internet? It's just this big, like, not even in a technical sense, yeah? Just dumb it down for the human beings. It's just information in the air. It's a cloud, in a server, really. If you look at, like, equipment-wise, like, I'm pretty sure. Is that where the internet stuff's stored? In servers, right? But, like, who control it? Like, they're just everywhere, servers around the world. So it's still tangible, in a sense. Do you think, like, could you imagine, like, I don't know, like, how they were looking at the millennium thing, like year 2000, they were like saying there's gonna be a bug and we're gonna have no electricity and we're gonna have to go back to olden days civilization. That could be like, boom, diminish, everything gone on the internet. That'd be crazy. Like one of those TV series like Westworld, or I don't know, one of those ones where like trees are growing on buildings because shit don't work no more. But in the grand scale of things,
I'm not a computer person, but I think...
Is that possible?
To destroy the internet, I think you have to... Or anything that's on the internet, I think you have to destroy pretty much everything that's connected to it, as in like mobile phones,
like the world,
computers.
It's the end of the world. Literally the end of the world. It's the end of the world will destroy the internet, eh?
Yeah, unless, but then again, like, then you have those satellites. I don't know, there's stuff floating around
space,
in
yeah.
space that's got to have a
that's
connection to
crazy.
the internet.
I'm just
Like-
trying to look at the world, like, in the largest scale, like, on a bigger scale. Like, what in the future? What if it's just like telekinesis? What if what if us as humans have evolved even more, and now we use 80% of our brains, and everything's just stored? Like the internet, like we'll be looking back, like back then, us humans, we used to use this thing called the internet, and that's where we uploaded things on a profile. But now it's all in this mind frame that we use that connects humans. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit,
Yeah.
bro.
It can happen. I reckon it can. I like it won't happen the way we think of that. Like it won't, like we're not gonna have telekinesis out of nowhere, but it's gonna happen in a way that we replicate telekinesis, or we
Technology.
replicate flying.
Something
we
else, yeah.
like we always try to find,
Something.
like, as humans we always try to find a way, and we succeed.
Yeah.
And
That's why we humans.
yeah, like there's
Type
gonna
of
probably,
food
like,
chain.
you know, with the internet, the use of the internet, like, or the fucking cloud, we're gonna have a chip in our brain, and then we'll be able to read thoughts of someone else's, you know, like
Yeah.
everything's all data related, and
It's crazy. Can you imagine?
it can
that?
happen,
No,
man.
no
And there's
internet.
ways to, like, and then AI is gonna take over.
We're just getting, we're getting so left field with this entire. This is the most random episode. I'm sorry. Like I don't know where we're going with all this shit. And then AI.
Like, it's gonna take over. And maybe we should
Terminator.
destroy the internet. Maybe we should.
Maybe we need to destroy. Maybe the internet.
Maybe we might come to a point where we decide that AI is inevitable and we're going to be extinct because of it. So we're just going to have to eliminate the internet as a whole and start from scratch. As in, like,
And that's it.
before
That's
the internet happened.
your legacies and of people on the that doesn't even matter. It's just minuscule. All this YouTube data
and that's
gone.
Yeah.
Facebook profiles
We
gone.
can't eliminate it as a human race. I don't think we can, because people are too attached to the internet in terms of that. It's like, my stuff is there, and I want people to remember me by that. They're gonna think deeply into that, and then they won't. There's gonna be a bunch of people who won't destroy the internet. They'll be like, oh, I'm gonna pretend I did, but it really didn't happen, and the internet goes on, and then the inevitable
Internet
will
goes
happen.
on.
Robots will take over the world, and AI will destroy us one by one in a doomsday and a judgment day. And
Well, you
that's
heard
the
it
way it's
first.
gonna work.
You heard it first, folks. Cheatcoders, we've worked it out. What's gonna happen?
Bro, if
We're
it
gonna
happens
destroy
like
the
that,
internet.
I'm gonna be freaked out, man.
I'll be like, boom, but no one can see our videos to prove that we actually got it right.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear to God, I used to make podcasts and I predicted this. They're like, oh yeah, sure, Grandpa, full of shit.
Because, like, it is a thing. Like, the internet it's a great thing that helped the human race, but at the same time, it could be our demise.
It could
Like,
be our demise. It could be our demise.
it's gonna have. I don't know. It could be one of our demise. But it is what it is, hey. So, what do you want to talk about now? You want to talk about ghosts? You want to talk
Don,
about
we need you,
spirits?
Don. Me and Raph have gone rogue. We've just gone rogue.
Oh man, but sorry, Shiv's having a great time watching
Yeah,
some
she
movie.
sounds like she's having a lot more fun than we are.
This is going down south, but I like the way it's going. It's just a random thought of things that people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought about.
Do you have
And
another
would be
question?
interested.
Should we pull out another question? See where it goes.
Yeah, let's see if we could fuck up another question.
Okay, let's fuck it up. Question number 2.
All right, I'll choose. All right, I'm gonna choose this one. So,
I feel like that one was fizzling
there-
out and it was going
was
too
there
way
a
off. Talking
time-
about death. Okay, go.
was there a time when you didn't like me? I legit just pointed out a random question. That pointed out. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Truth serum.
Time I didn't like
Yeah,
Ralph.
speak the truth. Truth for truth, man.
Truth for truth. Can I?
Was there a time that you didn't like me?
Didn't like is such a strong word.
No, hate's a strong word.
Oh yeah, hate's a
You
strong
didn't
word.
say
Didn't
hate.
like's not too bad.
Yeah, it's
I
more
think
of
it's
like
time
it can be something small and
I
be
don't
like.
think we ever
no,
really. I don't think we ever really clashed. That's the thing. So I'm trying to think when I actually didn't like her. I didn't like Don. Sorry, Don. Sorry, you're not even in the episode. I'm not gonna say anything. Nah, I think we were cool. You probably didn't like me because I was better at rapping.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like
I couldn't join your crew until I got a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
So even Shiv's laughing at that.
Shiv knows.
Nah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't like you at one point. So that's that kind of a good thing. See, I'm being a nice friend.
Okay. Back to the question. How do you think the world's gonna end? I'm really curious to know. I just want to go back to it. It's interesting.
Do you want to go back? All right, we'll go back. Shit.
All right, how do you think the world's gonna end? Because like, is it global warming? Is it gonna be robots? Is it gonna be natural?
No. Look, the
or
world.
technology,
Okay.
like technology.
If you want to go this route, look. Let me tell you what I think. My hair's messed up, by the way, because I haven't showered. So the world, look, the world, how it came about, it's already scientific, yeah? There had to be like the chances of us even being here, right? Like, some crazy star system. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, like there's,
keep going.
by some crazy, like, look at the scale of how big the universe is. Like, even our solar system is a speck compared to the entire universe. So there would have been some crazy ass coincidences that why we're on an axis that can produce perfect vegetation, water, land, the recipe to create like living organisms like us. Like there's no other shit in other planets. We can't find anything unless that's changed from since I don't know when, like if they've found anything yet. But generally speaking, like us, it's such a coincidence that we're already here. And this is just my science mind thinking, not religious wise. But anyways, it's another topic. I think it would take something for the world to end. It would have to be catastrophic, like something that alignment. It's got to be bigger than us. We're not even going to see it coming.
Actually, let me reword the question. Instead of the world, let's just call it humanity.
Okay, well that changes everything. Because I'm thinking one day the Earth will just go on an axis cause something else, and then we just burn up.
I was gonna think of. I was about to say the dinosaurs, but the world still stayed, and it just ran by humans now.
It just changed. It got evolved. Yeah.
But
okay,
us as a species, mankind as a species, how do you think we're gonna end? Like the last person on the Earth, when will that happen?
Well, like I said, like I don't think it'll just be a recycle. Like things just keep cycling, right? It took the dinosaurs, like they weren't just gonna go away. You know what I mean? There's always a way to evolve, but like it took an asteroid to wipe them out. So I'm just thinking like the Earth will just blow up one day. Like that'll be doomsday. Like it could be an asteroid that just cleans us up as well. You know what I mean? Like yeah, there's always speculation. Like yeah, one day maybe. Like I know. Oh, you just want to talk about AI again? You're just gonna be like AI is gonna come.
No.
Like yeah, that could happen.
I'm curious. It's like there's various ways we could talk about extinction. Like we could talk about.
I just think it's gonna be like a massive natural disaster, like that literally just wipes us. I don't think we will be our own demise to an extent, but it's not gonna wipe us out completely. If you're talking the last man alive, because there's a lot of us. You know, there's not one dinosaur left, so they got wiped. You know, they're dead. They're not living amongst us. But I think it'll be something catastrophic. It could be like the ocean floods, and then like Earth just becomes a water world or something, or it could be a lava place. Like I don't know, all the volcanoes erupt at the same time. Or an asteroid.
I honestly think it could be like a plague of a disease.
Ooh, or a plague of disease. That's a good. That's
like something that
something breaks out.
That just happens, like, and we can't really fix it on time.
I got a great topic
for you. It could just eliminate the whole thing.
Or like a biohazard with zombies. I've got a very good topic. I have a neighbor, and we talk about this all the time.
Who's a zombie?
and he's a zombie. So he can, I can relate, I can validate this shit because he lives that life.
Eats brains and shit.
No. Can I ask you? Because we actually this mate of mine, it was so dumb, man. Like we did this on like on a weeknight, so we didn't sleep and talked about zombies. It was the worst thing to do because then you go to work dying. But anyway, the discussion got so intense. All right, zombie apocalypse breaks out. Here's your plague, yeah? Shit happens. Yep. Long story short, we had a massive debate about this. And we can apply this to Sydney. Let's apply it back home to Sydney because we can both relate. Shit goes down. Zombies have broken out. We're there in Mount Druitt. Or wherever you live. I don't know where you live now. Where are you? Colleton or some shit. We're chilling at your house.
Still Mount Druitt, yeah.
Doing a podcast. We're podcasting in your house. Zombie apocalypse breaks out. What's the first thing you do? Do you bunker down? Or do you jet? I love the effects. Bunker down or you jet?
Nah, I'm gonna have to jet. I can't bunker down. You don't have no time to bunker down. And like, what are you gonna do? Like, lock the windows and lock the door?
Actually, you know what? It's out of context because we were talking about in our apartment, so it's a bit more safe. Okay, for example, we're living in an apartment in Sydney.
Okay.
So what's an apartment that we all know? Like maybe like Meriton, like one of those hotels that we drink up at. So we're like we go clubbing. We're at Meriton for some reason, so we stay at Meriton. Then it breaks out, so we're like in a high-rise apartment.
Yeah.
Bunker down. Or get the fuck out.
How long can you stay there? How long can you bunker out? Like, and plus you don't have any weapons. Like, I don't think someone has a gun. That's where Australia fucks up. No one has a gun.
Yeah, we don't have guns.
No one has a gun. And a zombie apocalypse happened, and we're
I want to know what you think. You know why? Because we had such a big debate, and everyone chose against what I believed. But I don't want to tell you what I think is the best option.
Okay.
Bunker down or get the F out. Like, yeah, if you watched The Walking Dead, the first episode of The Walking Dead, where he wakes up and he's just like, oh, shit's going to shit.
I haven't seen anything with Walking Dead, but I'd probably flee.
Yeah?
I'm gonna have to find some weapons, or
yeah.
Or I'm thinking of a hotel. What would I use as a weapon to kill a zombie if they find us? And I'm assuming when they do find us, they're gonna come as a pack. All right, what type of zombie are we dealing with? I'm thinking if a zombie apocalypse happens, we're gonna deal with a lot of
stock standard
28 days later type of zombies where they're just running at you.
Nah, we didn't go to that extent. We just went to normal. Are you thinking of a
zombie
pace.
That's just really slow?
No, we're talking like, generic standard zombie, like
so they're walking slow to you.
Yeah, not sprinting. So we'll go with like classic zombie. Classic zombie.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna stay at the hotel, and
so you would bunker down.
I'd bunk down, create weapons, break a lot of glass. I'd probably break shatter a mirror. I'm assuming it'll be like a floor to ceiling mirror. You can get a lot of sharp objects out of that.
Mind you, you're in Sydney
in case a zombie comes out, and then you could chuck a. Yeah. Oh, that means they'll be coming for you quicker. And okay. So how is the zombie breakout happening? Because if it's happening in the same building, then I'm gonna flee. Because they're gonna come in all angles, man. Upstairs, downstairs.
But they're not coming for you. They're zombified, but they're not actively searching.
They're gonna come.
Because zombies, if you just come across them, then they'll come get you.
I'm pretty sure they could smell, non-zombie people. You know what I mean? And they want
stupid.
is brains.
They're just walking around kind of thing.
Yeah, but like if they come in millions and thousands, you're gone. So I'm just assuming Thanos clicked his fingers, half the world turned into zombies, and you don't know which one is a zombie.
But none of them in your room. Okay.
None of them in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
All outside.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Because if we bunker down, man, and there's zombies in the building already. Yep. Like I can understand when there's no one in the building that's a zombie, and then you can bunker down and just join forces or whatever.
Absolutely.
Create weapons, still be in the, and then eliminate the zombie as they come out. But if there's if the zombies come out from the building, like upstairs, 2 levels up, like the top of the building, and they just come in different areas of
people are gonna get bit, right? Like, for example, like a lot of them are zombies now, but then the people that are civilians, they're eventually gonna get got. That's more zombies to the army of zombies, and you're such in a high concentration zone of people. Majority of them are gonna turn to zombies. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
And I believe if you're bunkered down, that's great. Maybe temporarily, you'll be all right. You'll have enough supplies, maybe a bit of food you can collect.
I didn't even think supplies would last, especially in a hotel.
It's not gonna last for a long time. Like, eventually you'll have to get out there, do food runs and come back. But I don't think bunkering down is the best. Like, if Walking Dead has taught anyone anything, you gotta flee, man. And like, what I said, everyone voted against me. They're like, you're an idiot, you're gonna get out there and die. I said, look, I'm gonna get out while it's sort of still peaking. Like, it's not full blown yet, like it's just started. Yeah, it's gonna be chaos, but I'm gonna take the gamble, go out while it's still chaotic. Fuck it, all or nothing. Steal a car, steal some weapons, go to a department store, just really like maneuver it, and then just get out to where there's not much of a population. Like, let's go Central Coast, or go to like some that's a bit more deserted.
Even further, like
Australia's very like, there's a lot of places you can go to, and there's an equivalent place here in the UK that I was already thinking, I'm gonna go to this area in the mountains,
get a boat,
and I'm good because there's space. You can run, you can like go out to sea, do what you want, as long as you like just get out there. Zombies can't swim, it's all good. But I would not stay. It's a slow death. You're gonna die anyway. Because what they say, fine, go out there. You're gonna die straight away. I'd rather die immediately, but at least try to get out while I can. Because if you're just gonna bunker down, it's a slow death. You're just gonna be anxious all the time, just waiting till they all burst in. You know what I mean? You can't sustain a lifestyle like that. It's all or nothing.
Yeah,
gotta get out. That's what I said. And
I'd flee too.
I guess people don't think the same as us, man. See, we think outside the box.
The world is huge, man.
Yeah,
I don't think
the world is huge. There's a way.
Will,
exactly. You just, people live in isolation all the time. It's a matter of getting there. But if you're gonna stay in a city, even a suburban area, you're gonna get got, man. Like, you're just gonna get overrun.
Then again, if it does happen, and then everyone has the same, like, a lot of people have the same mindset as us, all those places that we thought might have isolated. Okay.
But it's a matter of if they die as well. If you get there and they're there as well, it's like, hey, you had the same idea. Cool, let's live. Let's make a crew. Bang, make our own community. Start a new community.
A moving bunker, you know what I mean? Like, move from one place to another.
Keep moving, and try and sustain. You just got to get out of the zones, but there's a lot, like, where you could just get overrun, because that's you can't get out of that.
Take it to the ocean, man. I reckon.
Yeah, man. Let's go fishing every day, man.
Dude, bro, it's gonna be fucking sick. A big boat. We're to get a cruise ship, a P&O cruise, and then just go out.
I was thinking a houseboat, but realistically, do you know how to drive a P&O? Dude, that would be worse. Can you imagine?
I'm pretty sure I could find someone who can.
You get a P&O cruise boat.
That's still alive.
You get a cruise boat. That's going to have a lot of people. There'll probably be like some dead cabin staff. That would be the worst place to be at a zombie apocalypse. You're in a P&O cruise. No. You're stuck in that confinement.
Actually, like, imagine if the outbreak happened and you were in a P&O cruise.
Oh, that's another level. What would you do? You can't even get off the boat, man.
No, you're gonna... No, like, people will probably bunk down and be like, fuck it, we're living on this boat. Until we...
No, but what if the outbreak happens on the boat? So you got zombies on the boat.
Oh, if it happens on the boat, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go swimming, fuck it.
Dude, people die jumping off the people choose to suicide off those P&O cruises because no one sees them anymore. You'll drown, dude. You're in the ocean.
I know, but like, yeah, I'm gonna die anyway. I feel like I have a shot.
He's like, I'm gonna swim this ocean. I get done by a shark. It's not worse, but like,
yeah. But I was just thinking, like, if an outbreak happened outside the P&O on land, and then you ended up on a P&O cruise. You probably, I think, they're gonna have like a meeting. 99% of people will be like, fuck it, we're gonna live on this boat. Let's call the other P&O cruise that are happening at the same time.
You're eventually gonna run out of supplies. Supplies will run out of it.
We're gonna literally. Oh, but then you're in the ocean. There's just fish. Oh, where's the rods? Oh, we ran out of rods, guys. Oh, don't worry, we can make rods. We have time now.
Resources.
You don't have a job to go to. Yeah, if it was a P&O cruise, I'd stay on the boat. I'd be like, fuck it. Zombies are not going to swim to us.
People will eventually die. Unless, imagine if one person on the boat dies and becomes a zombie. All it takes is one person in a boat.
Yeah, but how does it happen? As in, like, how does someone become a zombie? Is it like a disease that just passed on to one person to another by physical touch?
But all I know is, like, if one person's a zombie and they just, they bite someone, then they become a zombie.
Yeah.
Like,
but how does it begin?
I don't know how it begins. Like, that's like...
I'm assuming it happens as a disease. So I'm assuming, like, if everyone's on a boat that has nothing to do with someone who has that disease, then everyone on the boat is
fine.
Free from being a zombie. Everyone's fine.
That's actually true. Like, it depends what you look at. Because with Walking Dead, and if you ever watched that show... everyone's actually infected with the virus already. So everyone, like me, everyone. Okay. So if you just die of like old age or you just fall off a building, you'll suddenly turn into a zombie as well, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'll just flee out there. Yeah. I get the fuck out of there. But if it happens as in like I think other movies would be like it's a disease that started off in land and someone just passed it off to another person.
Yeah.
And then if no one on the boat is infected or whatever, then I'd stay on the boat and fish. But then again, like it comes to it, like eventually the disease would go invade the fish, like. Probably like they get contact.
I don't know if
somehow.
Animals can. They might.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like there could be zombie dogs, zombie sharks.
That could be a cool movie.
They'll be slower. Zombie sharks. Yeah, they'll be dumb and slow. It's just a shark movie with a slow shark.
He's just floating.
Dumb slow shark. Yeah. It's just watching Jaws in slow motion, bro.
Slow motion Jaws. And like sharks eat stuff anyway, so it's the same thing. That's ridiculous. So this is like a dumbass topic. But thank you.
Yeah.
You agree with the fleeing. No. That's all I wanted to say.
I agree with you. Flee. Yeah, especially if the zombies are slow as fuck, bro. If you're dealing with like the slow zombies, man,
dude.
I could outrun them, man.
Yeah. Different story if it's the ones that sprint. But I'd still try. I'd still sprint. I'll still.
They're vicious as.
He's like, nah, I'm bunkering down. If that.
No, not even bro. Like, man, if they come in packs and they're all sprinting.
Yeah.
Bro, and they don't give a fuck.
Of course they don't wrap their zombies. Bro. I'm fleeing, dude.
No, but like.
Regardless, I'm fleeing. Like, I'm not gonna stay in a suburban area even. F that.
I'm not gonna deal with. I'm not gonna deal with that shit.
Yeah, we were thinking like because none of us have cars here, and like I guess we got like we're on a third, fourth floor, and like
I know how to drive though, so I'm pretty sure there'll be free cars out there.
There'll be cars like there'll be so much chaos. People are like, I'm just gonna like steal a car. Like morals are out. I'm like, nah, I don't care. Survival of the fittest. And yeah.
Yeah, man. Just run, bro.
Yeah.
That. Cool. Especially when they're sprinting, bro. That's the scariest shit, bro. Like, have you ever no? I don't know if you've experienced it, or I've never experienced it. Someone just sprinting at you scares the shit out of me, man. Why the fuck are you sprinting at me, man?
If you want to freak out Raph, just sprint at him, and he'll freak out.
Like, you have to be a stranger though. You have to be like, if it's someone I know, I'll be like, yeah, you're just fucking around or whatever.
But if a random sprinting at you, because it takes time to get into that mode, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, he's sprinting at me. Like you feel a bit ridiculous. Like, should I just sprint away as well?
Should I charge at him too and see what happens? Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like,
nah, I've never experienced that. I wish I never have to. Have you?
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Nah. But I do have thoughts of it. Like, what if
you have
someone
nightmares.
just sprints at you? Like, I probably have, like, because I've had thoughts of it, I'd probably think quicker than people who never had thought about it before. Because, like, if someone's sprinting at you, you get anxious and you have no time to think. Because by the time you end up thinking of what you're gonna do next, they'll be right in front of you and like charge into you and shit. It's like, I guess we're gonna have to fight.
I guess it's happening.
I guess it's happening.
The day has come. I'm getting in a fight.
But if it's a zombie, bro,
you can't fight a zombie.
One,
they're just gonna bite you.
You can't fight it. Yeah, once they bite you, you lost.
I ain't messing with someone that's like there to bite me and shit. So I don't know.
But then, if you get bitten, would you be quick to act and just chop your arm off or wherever you got bitten?
No, I don't think I could do it, man. That's too gruesome. I'd just be like, all right, I'm switching sides.
I'll be one of those guys and be like, I'll be up to, like, if you're next to me, it's like, just shoot me in the head. Would you shoot me?
I guess so. As a mate, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah. But then again, I'll be like, nah, don't do it. Maybe there's a shot. Maybe there's a way.
Imagine
to cure me, man.
Imagine it's you like, just shoot me, and I'm like, okay, like, nah, don't do it. Bang. I'm like, he's like, oh shit. He said it too late. No, wait. There's another way. Maybe there's another way.
That,
Bang.
Imagine that. Imagine that. You're like in heaven is like, fuck, man. My last words were like, nah, wait.
No, wait. There must be another way. Bang.
That's messed up, bro.
Can you imagine if we were in a zombie movie? Like, oh, here's a good one. Out of like, who would be your super crew? Zombie super crew. Oh, no, it's too personal because no one knows who our friends are. There's no point.
Right,
and we can't use superheroes
no.
because superheroes would just eliminate the zombies. So now it's a
let's use us cheat coders, me, you, Don, as the crew, and what our roles are.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
okay,
because people who listen to this show would know us three at least.
That's true. That's true.
We can add Shivy into it if you want.
Yeah, look, all the characters in our network. So there's you,
cool,
there's me, Don.
Yep.
Well, Shivy, she's a character.
Yep.
People know who she is.
4. We'll throw Elo.
Yes, Elo's in it.
Mentioned.
Tim's got a show.
Tim's got a show. He's in it.
I was gonna say Don again, but I realized he's like on 2 shows. What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. We'll just go. This is it. 6 people is enough. All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
I don't think we all have any significant skills. I think we'd all just try and rap. None of us have any significant skills, man.
All right. Let's limit to us 3, so it's easier to break it down.
Okay, you, me, and Don. You mean Don? Cheatcoders network.
Plus, I don't want Shivy to be the only girl in this zombie apocalypse.
Hey,
then
she might have. What if we need to continue the human race?
That's what I'm going at. I was like, I don't know how I feel about.
Dude, obviously you're gonna be the one continuing the race. Yeah, this guy's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about having Shivy being the only girl. It's not like she can only have a baby like through one dude. This guy, he's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, let's not go down that route. Because I was gonna continue that story, but like us three.
Okay.
Me, you, Don.
Yes.
All right. We're in this hotel.
So just us 3. The human race isn't gonna continue. That's it.
Yeah.
It ends here.
Are we? Is this gonna be about the zombie apocalypse or building a human race?
No, zombie apocalypse. But like an apocalypse happens, everyone dies, and it's just us 3 left. Can't really continue the human race, can we?
There's zombies out there. We're bunkering up in a hotel.
Okay.
All right. Cool. How are we gonna survive this? And
okay. You know what? I got an idea. Okay. Look. Don's got muscles, so he's got a bit of strength.
Yeah. He's the brute. He's the
brute.
brute.
He's the brute. So like, if we were to bunker down, this is my take now, okay? This reminds me of an episode we did about like when we were battling our supervillains. This is what I think we should do. We bunker down. We lock all the doors. And we have one window for lookout, just to look. I'm good at looking. I'm good at spotting things. So I'll be the sniper. I got good eyesight. Your eyesight's not the best, so I think I should be lookout all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I could film him.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to be useful, man.
You can film me. You can document, because we need this to continue the human race. Like, they need to know the struggles we went through.
I'm making my own documentary out of this. Yeah.
Okay, so now we've bunkered down. We all doors are locked. We'll wait for things to settle. Zombies do their things outside. Couple days pass. Hopefully, we've gathered enough supplies. Well, the hotel supplies.
In the store, yeah, we do.
Because there'll be a few supplies there. That'll keep us going for a week at least, but we'll be very minimal. But eventually, we're gonna need to go out there.
Yeah, that's when we throw Don out there, because he's
got the So I'm thinking like he's got the strength, and after a week, like I'm no good. After a week, if I haven't eaten, I'm dead weight. But I can still see. Like, I'm really good at seeing, so I can be a lookout and be like, hey Don, look, the grocery store across the road's good. I'll stay lookout and I'll signal you if zombies are coming, and then he can go out and get us supplies.
And you'd be the sniper, right?
Visually, because I don't have a gun, so the only thing I'm shooting is a signal, like, Don, go back. The zombies are coming.
Okay.
I don't exactly know what you're doing. You can document him going in. You can video him going in.
Thanks, man. I don't know what you think about.
I'm. Do you want to? Do you want to go out there? Do you want to go out there and get the supplies? Man. You can go out and document the supply taking with him.
Nah, I think I'll just organize the podcast.
Just get the levels up, make sure the microphone's all set, and then we can talk about it when Don comes back with the supplies.
Yeah. I'll do all the documentation type of thing, you know.
Cheatcoders continues.
I'll organize that, because we need our our diaries and stuff, like our verbal diaries. Record that just for future reference. So that'll be my job. all the not so important things.
I think that's it. We don't really have many jobs, eh? It's just our only thing is get Don to do everything.
Because it's in his name. He's doing stuff. So he has to live by it, man. You can't dishonor your name that you put on yourself.
Do stuff quick. We need.
You have a responsibility when you call yourself Don doing stuff. If it was Raf doing stuff, then yeah, I'll take responsibility and I'll go out there and attack the zombies. But my name's just Raf.
Just Raf.
So I'm just gonna chill. That's blazing. That's blazing. All you can do is start fires and shit. Yeah. And
start fires.
Keep us warm with the fire.
That's it. That's my signal. So when zombies are coming at dawn, I'll light some fire. And be like, nah, bro, go back.
Yeah, man.
I still can't get over the. No, wait, I changed my mind.
That's something you find in like Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead, or some shit.
That's a movie, like some real hardcore. Just, yeah, do it. Shoot me. It's too late. Shoot me in the face.
It'll be funny if it's a dramatic 3-minute speech. It's like, yeah, you gotta do this. You gotta shoot me, man. I know we're friends. We've gone through a lot of stuff, but this is it, man. I'll be a zombie. I won't remember who you are, and you gotta shoot me. You get the gun. It's like no way.
No way.
No way. That could be a nut.
Oh, that's like a perfect script. Someone needs to use that in a movie. Hey, can we make a movie? The Cheatcoders movie. When I come back.
This is the movie that we're making.
We're scripting it. We're gonna make a zombie movie. We're gonna get a bunch of characters.
And Don's gonna be like the fifth lead. but he's gonna do most of the stuff.
Yeah, he's the lead. Don can be the lead. I can be the guy that betrays everyone.
Okay, eventually I'll be the guy who's been bitten by a zombie,
but doesn't tell anyone. But doesn't tell anyone. And then when
there's always that one person.
And then when it's almost like 99% no chance of living, you'd be like, all right, you can shoot me now. No, wait, there must be another way. Bang. You're like 90% zombie already. You're like, no, wait, I'm pretty sure I could live as a head. I'm pretty sure I can just live as a head.
I can live as a head. Then you shoot me in the head. It's like, oh, man.
No, wait, damn. Last words.
Famous last words, man.
Oh god, I think yeah, that's good.
Alright, I think we'll end it there.
That was like random as shit. Okay. That was a cool episode.
Alright, so yeah.
We got
through a bit all over the place, but
we got through one question.
That's the way it is.
1.5 questions since we didn't really answer the other one.
Alright. So
alright, cool.
Death and zombies, eh? Alright, cool.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. You can find me on Instagram, Nats Blazin'.
And you can find me at Mr. Raf Flores on Instagram. Or you can follow the Cheatcoders in all social media platforms. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Android Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere you find podcasts. So
all that fun stuff.
This has been another episode of the Cheatcoders. You guys have a nice day. And
au revoir.
Please kill me. Shoot me when I'm a zombie. No, wait.